Speaking the English voice again. What do you mean the English voice? What? This isn't. I mean, I've not done an English voice today. If you heard one, I don't know what you heard. I've spoken my voice and I did a really crummy American accent. Oh, my Appjack impression. I'm not just going to do an Appjack impression for absolutely no reason. Leave the man alone. Leave the man alone. Oh, you mean American? I like how you call American impression English impression. That's like one of those questions you'd expect to see on... You guys know those YouTube videos where they... Oh, here we go. Somebody's going to say, wait, what did you say? YouTube? Hey, listen, we'll pass. Okay, give me a pass on that one. Anyway, have you guys seen the videos where they go around and they ask like a whole bunch of people really simple questions? It's usually like asking Americans simple questions about Europe, or asking Europeans simple questions about Americans, and then they all get the questions wrong, or they get the answers wrong. Have you guys seen those videos? Type 1 in chat if you know what I'm talking about. Because I saw a brilliant one, but it was they asked this American girl or woman, I can't remember how old she was, she's probably about 20 or something. So yeah, they only show the dumb ones, exactly. Like, of course they only show the dumb ones because that's the good content. But yeah, this probably like 20-year-old woman. They asked her what language do they speak in England, and she was just like completely lost. She was like, I didn't have a clue. She's like, I don't know. I don't know. What language do they speak in England? And she had nothing. She didn't even have a guess. And then the guy is trying to help her out. He's like, what language are we speaking right now? And she's like, well, English. And then he asked her again, well, okay, so what language do they speak in England? She still didn't know. I was like, how do you not know after the setup question? He helped you. You just said English. And now you still don't know what language they speak in England. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But it's the same with, there's plenty of videos where there's dumb Europeans who don't know anything about America as well. So it goes both ways. They only pick the dumb ones. People in England barely speak English, am I right? Hey! I swear, like, it's these late night streams that this always happens. I say something in a UK way, and then all of you guys are just you're all over it. You can't believe it. Yeah, I hope someone would say American. Well, like, they're speaking out American, obviously. Oh no. Kiernan is a player who used to go by the name of Rob. He name changed. His name is Rob Kiernan, so he changed his name in game from his first name to his last name. Anyway, sorry, I've been distracted. I probably haven't messaged as many people as I should have here. I'm trying to get a second match on the go here. Give me a minute. See, how are people just randomly writing words that they associate with Great Britain now? Crumpets. Really? What goes through your mind before you bash in crumpets to your keyboard and think, aye, that's a great message. I'm going to send that one. I want to see the streamer react to that in particular. Trolley. Stop it with the random British words. It sounded British, I know. How do you say water? There you go. If you guys want to hear posh, you need to go to London. Go to like South Kensington. Go to Mayfair. Go to the posh part of London. That's where you need to go. I was actually there just a couple of weeks ago, or was it? No, it was just over a week ago. I was there, and I went to a restaurant with my girlfriend, and I just could not believe the waiter. He was really nice, by the way, a really really nice waiter. But I couldn't believe his accent. I was like, is he a meme? Why is his accent a meme? Because he's asking about, do you want water for the table? But it's just the way he's saying it. I couldn't believe it. It's like, would you like any water? Sparkling? Still? Tap? I was like, what is this guy on about? What? Who talks like this? He's got to be joking. I cannot believe my ears. Do you guys want to hear another outrageous thing that happened in this restaurant, by the way? I couldn't believe this either. So, obviously, I've got a non-English accent. Some of you guys who aren't too familiar with different accents in the UK, you might hear me speak and think I sound like Shogun, but I promise you I don't. Not even Shogun doesn't even sound anything like posh English. The closest person in the Rocket League community to posh English accent would probably be Gregan. I'm sure he would agree, unless maybe he knows somebody who's got a posher accent. Not even Gregan is like peak posh, you know? He's just probably the closest that we've got. But okay, so my point is, I go into this restaurant. Yeah, Gregan's close. Well, probably you're the closest, but I can't think of anyone who's like bang on, like South Kensington posh. So yeah, anyway, I'm in this restaurant. Cole's a bit posh? Nah, I wouldn't say so. More posh than Shogun, but not posh. But okay, anyway, back to the story. Stop interrupting me. So I'm speaking to my girlfriend in this restaurant. I think my accent is an easy to understand Scottish accent when I speak on stream, but when I'm relaxing in person, I'm probably a little bit less careful with how I enunciate and pronounce things. So I probably sound more Scottish off stream. But yeah, nothing like South Kensington, and nothing like England, definitely. So they'll know where I'm from. When I speak, people would know that I'm from Scotland or somewhere that isn't England, definitely. And I think they all look down at us. They hear the accent. They're like, "Oh, what is he doing here? What are they doing here? You know, who how did they find their way down to England? Far less South Kensington." I'm like, I'm always getting that vibe off a lot of people. Not everybody, mind you. There's a lot of very nice people that you run into as well. But you're in a big city. There's so many people. You run into some people who are just downright rude. But so my girlfriend pointed at one of the whiskeys on the counter behind the bar because she thought the bottle looked cool, and she was trying to point it out to me so I could, see what one she's talking about. And I thought, wait, you mean that one, like the Macallan? And Macallan is like a brand of whiskey that can be really expensive, like very, very expensive. And I pointed at that one because I thought that's the one she was pointing at. I was like, what, you mean the Macallan? And she's like, no, not that one. But then the bartender had heard me say this. And do you know what he does? He reaches like underneath the counter and he goes, oh, excuse me, sir. But obviously in an English accent. Excuse me, sir. We've got the cheap one as well. And I'm like, what? Why are you telling me this? Who asked? Literally, who asked? What are you doing? Who asked? I was like, did he just say we've got the cheap one as well? Without us even asking. We weren't even like talking to him. We were just having a conversation at our table, and I just pointed at my girlfriend she tried to point out a bottle that she thought had a cool shape. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, what, that one, the Macallan? And that's probably all he heard me say, the Macallan. And from that, he was like, right, I need to tell him there's a cheap one. Yeah, if it was me, he would have not said the price, just assumed I could afford it because the accent, exactly. I think it's because he'd heard my accent and he assumed that I couldn't afford it. I was like, mate, no tip for you. No tip for that guy. Should have gone and rented something really expensive and then come back just to flex on him. But I say rented because I'm not going to go buy something. We only make good investments. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that. Saving money in Scotland, can afford the whiskey. Honestly, I looked up the bottle that he wanted to distract me from. And it was definitely like an expensive whiskey, but it wasn't crazy. Like the one that I'd pointed at, the Macallan I pointed at, I'm pretty sure that it was somewhere in the range of like 200 to 300 pounds for the bottle. Probably 200 to 300 pounds. So if they're gonna mark it up, like of course they would, Even if they do like a triple markup to like £600, or you know, maybe it was a more expensive one. Let's say 750. What would a glass be? What would a glass even be? Hold on, let me figure this out. So £750. How many glasses do you get from a whiskey bottle if it's like served properly? It'd be 50 milliliter out of 750. So you're probably getting 15 glasses out of there, right? So yeah, it'd be like 50 quid for a glass. It's not even like you're breaking the bank. It's just like, you know, you're definitely you're spent. It's a lot for a glass of whiskey, but it's not that crazy. It's not like, oh, you better tell this guy we've got the cheap one as well, kind of crazy. Like, come on, 50 quid. It's yeah, exactly. It's expensive, but it's not like some crazy. Because I know sometimes, you'll have glasses of whiskey that cost hundreds and hundreds. But 50 for a nice whiskey is okay. And I'm pretty sure that one, I knew which one it was, and it wasn't like some crazy. It wasn't some crazy bottle. It was just like an expensive bottle of whiskey. It wasn't like 10K or anything. Yeah, it wasn't like 2 grand for a prosecco, you know. It was 50 quid. For the record, by the way, I've never paid that much for a glass of whiskey, just since I know people are like speculating now. I just know that, let's say that I didn't know how much it costs and I asked for it and they didn't tell me, and they told me then it cost 50 quid, I would be like, oof, okay, whoops, and I would pay. I'd be like, all right, yeah, if you're committed, if you're at that point, I would definitely continue. But no, I don't know what the most expensive glass of whiskey I would have ever bought is. Not sure. Compete with Dazzer for the International Richman title. Wait, has Dazarin been flexing on his viewers or something? What have I missed? What have I missed? There's something that I've missed there. Full send by the bottle. Yeah, that would have been the true flex. Just like, this guy. I mean, to be honest, though, I wouldn't. That would be like kind of like a flex, but at the same time, it's exactly what he would want. So why would you do that? You don't know the Daz Rich thing? It's a joke on the First Touch podcast. Oh, I've heard them joke about that a couple times, but I didn't know it was like a recurring joke. I didn't know it was like a really recurring joke or anything. But nah, listen, guys. When I say that 50 quid is expensive, but not that expensive, you gotta remember, if you're in the centre of London, you could easily be paying like hundreds for, if you're not careful, you could easily be paying hundreds and hundreds for a glass of something. Like, it is so expensive in some places. Super, super expensive. London price is different. Yeah, it's just like, it's an expensive place to start with, but then there's also extremely, extremely bougie places there. Like very, very nice, upscale restaurants that are just disgustingly expensive. So, yeah, 100 quid for a shot of water, exactly. What's quid to US dollar ratio? Google it, mate. It's probably like $65 if I was to guess. £50, probably like $65. But it varies. Tunky Monkey, thanks for the 3-month tier 1. I appreciate it, man. Also, Goalpost Malone, another phenomenal name. Thanks for the 35-month tier 1. Sub anniversary closing in your age. It's a good age, mate. No better age than your 30s. That's what I keep telling myself. $68.27. There you go. There's your answer. 50 quid is some big money then. I mean, it's expensive. Like I said, it is expensive. But it's not like you're gonna need to take out a loan. It's not like, okay, you really messed up here. That bottle of champagne was £20,000. It's not like some stupid, like, okay, now you need a loan because you're an idiot and you didn't check the price. It's just, it is expensive and it's probably gonna be not worth it at all. Bean to quid ratio. Yeah, you're not gonna lose sleep over like a 50 quid whiskey, but you definitely it wouldn't be worth it, I don't feel. I'm still seeing if I can find someone. I need to wait a minute. I need to go menu so my friends list refreshes. Had some Glenfiddich on the top of Arthur's Seat the other day. Nice, very nice. Is that? Can you do that in Edinburgh? You can, can't you? You can't do that in Glasgow. You can't drink outside. It's illegal. Only in Glasgow. I think Dig will. My prediction is Dig will get top 5. How come I'm always streaming at North American times? I mean, half of my audience is American, so I sometimes just stream this time. But I mean, usually my usual streaming time is anything between like 9 p.m. my time and 3 in the morning my time. Generally, I've always just preferred streaming late. I'm a night person, naturally. But today I was thinking about streaming earlier, but I did a leg workout and I felt pretty sick afterwards. So I decided to wait until I didn't feel sick anymore and then stream. It's Bulgarian split squats, man. They are absolutely brutal. They are absolutely brutal. They're also probably just the single best leg exercise though. So you got to do it. Yeah. See, all you guys in chat know. All you guys in chat know. They are literally the worst. Hope you're continuing to feel better. I feel fine now. I wasn't sick because I was actually like something wrong with me. It was just because I pushed pretty hard on Bulgarian split squats as a first exercise, and then did a bunch of other stuff as well. But yeah, nothing will give you gains and tear your legs apart like Bulgarian split squats will. They're the absolute number one for legs. Gotta do squats. Bulgarians aren't as good. Well, I mean, Bulgarian split squats have a lot of advantages over normal squats. For one, they're a one leg movement, so most beginners have a stronger leg. That's going to fix that. You know, 90 to 95% of people working out are beginners. So you got to try and fix your imbalances. And Bulgarian split squats also very good for working out stabilizer muscles because you're having to really focus on balancing more. 100 kilograms for 5 sets of 5 each leg. That's totally brutal. Oh my goodness. The crazy thing is you don't even have to go heavy on Bulgarian split squats. They still like destroy your legs. How about glutes though? Bulgarian split squats will hit your glutes pretty hard. If you do Bulgarian split squats, Romanian deadlifts, your glutes are going to be sore in the morning. The other good thing about Bulgarian split squats compared to normal squats is most people will get a better range of motion with Bulgarian split squats. I mean, if you've got incredible flexibility, normal squats will be fine, but Bulgarian ones, you can get a bigger range of motion. And also, if you have to bail on it, you just drop the weights. You don't have to worry about a bar. I don't actually have a squat rack at home, so doing like real barbell squats would be very, very difficult. Oh yeah, what's that called again, Gregan? I know that's got a name as well, but yeah, they're really, really good. It's like a pistol squat. Yeah, isn't it just a pistol squat? Except the pistol squat is where you just have your feet on the ground. Well, you have one foot on the ground, and then you have to like stick your leg forward so that it doesn't touch the ground. But if you're standing on a box or a bench, you don't need to stick your leg forward as much. You can stick it a bit more underneath you. Yeah, it's a easier variation of the pistol squat because you don't need to balance with your hands and stretch your leg forward. It's a lot harder. That's always a pretty good strength test, like body weight to strength test. Can you just do a single pistol squat? Can you actually get up? If you can't get up, then power to weight ratio needs a little bit of work. Feel like your knee is about to blow out? I'm going to say right now, I'm not a physical therapist, and I have no qualifications in anything that we've talked about right now. So I don't want to say something and then somebody copies it and injures himself. So definitely be careful. Avoiding injury is like absolutely the number one thing with working out. If you're doing it like casually, obviously, if you're like trying to compete in some way, you have to risk injury in some situations to push yourself and get the most out of your body. But if you're just trying to work out for general health and just to look better, you should try and never be in danger of injuring yourself. It's not worth it. Like as soon as you injure yourself, you'll regret it so much. You'll regret it so much. Hey, pre-Capone, thanks for the brand new Prime, and also Sauce17, thanks for the 30-month Prime. Also in a summer state with the 2-month Prime, welcome back. You're wiser than Gandalf. I got a really bad injury when I was in high school, and I didn't get it from weights. I was playing too much indoor football actually. I used to play indoor, and yeah, that put a lot of strain on my lower back because indoor football you turn very quickly because you've got your grip with your shoes to the floor is a lot higher than if you're playing outside football. So your lower back is under a lot of strain when you turn around and make agile movements, and I strained my lower back. Oh yeah, soccer. Sorry for all of you Americans. Soccer. Indoor soccer. But oh my goodness. Lower back injury, I never want to do that ever again. That was the absolute worst. Everything was sore. You can't do anything. Can't even like walking, sore. Like bending over to pick something up, sore. Sitting, sore. Sleeping, sore. Everything. Oh, you just want to reach up with your hand and you don't think that your lower back is doing anything? Joke's on you. Your lower back is actually engaged and you're now in pain. You're in pain. You're in pain doing everything. Did I go to a chiropractor? Nah. I was young, so I just recovered. But it was the worst. It was so sore. Everything was sore, and I couldn't do sports for like 3 months. So it was pretty bad. But yeah, I was like 17, so just recovered, lol.